Let me tell you about two Americans, same country, same economy, same stock market, but only one of them gets rich. Meet John. John is intelligent, very intelligent. John listens to finance podcasts on 1.25 times speed. He knows what the Federal Reserve is doing before Jerome Powell finishes his sentence. He checks the S&P 500 more often than his bank balance. John has opinions, strong opinions. He didn't invest in 2020 because the crash isn't over. Didn't invest in 2021 because stocks are overvalued. And didn't invest in 2022 because something called Fartcoin was trending on Twitter, which clearly meant the market had lost its mind. John is still waiting for the perfect moment. Now meet Charlie. Charlie doesn't know what CPI stands for. He thinks the NASDAQ is either a car brand or a gaming console. And if you asked him what the Fed does, he'd say, they print money, I guess. Charlie invests every month, same boring index fund, same amount, no thinking. Today, Charlie is a millionaire. John is still smart. Here's the uncomfortable truth. The moment you understand money, you stop being passive. John doesn't just invest anymore. He reacts. He reacts to headlines, to charts, to expert opinions. When markets fall, John sells to protect capital. When markets rise, John waits because it's too late now. Every move feels rational. Every decision feels smart. But taken together, they cancel each other out. Charlie doesn't react because there's nothing to react with. And this difference shows up clearly in the data. Long-term studies from firms like Vanguard and Dalbar have found something surprising. The average investor underperforms the market by about 3 to 4% every year. Not because they choose bad investments, but because they make bad decisions around good ones. They buy late, they sell early, they change strategies too often. John tries to avoid losses. Charlie accidentally avoids mistakes. John trades, Charlie compounds. And compounding doesn't care how intelligent you are. It only cares about time. There's another trap that knowledge creates, the illusion of control. The more John understands, the more he believes. If I analyze this carefully enough, I can outsmart the market. But markets aren't math problems. They're emotional crowds. Millions of people reacting to fear, greed, and uncertainty, all at the same time. That's why even professionals struggle to beat them consistently. As Warren Buffett once put it, the stock market is a device for transferring money from the impatient to the patient. Charlie has never heard that quote, but without knowing it, he lives by it. So what's the real lesson? It's not that knowledge is useless. It's that action often feels productive, even when it isn't. John feels smart because he's doing something. Charlie feels bored and gets rich. John watches charts. Charlie watches Netflix. John optimizes. Charlie stays invested. And over long periods of time, boredom beats brilliance. The market doesn't reward people who predict correctly. It rewards people who don't quit. So if you ever catch yourself thinking, I should wait until I understand this better, or I'll invest once things feel safer, remember John and remember Charlie, because sometimes the smartest financial move is admitting you don't need to be smart at all, just consistent,